And we are live.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and let's get ready for EJ Boxing Live.
Damn right, we're ready to rumble, boy. To this day, yo, what's going on, people, man? So I've been covering this Kwame Brown series story, yeah, for a while, and I must admit, it's highly educational, amusing, and boy, it's something. Charlamagne God has come out and he's apologized. He's apologized to Kwame Brown, saying that he was insensitive to bring up his talk about his family and to talk about stuff that he shouldn't have been talking about. Um, mentioning Kwame Brown. A lot. Let's give some history. Kwame Brown, yeah, was drafted at NBA #1 from high school, and he drafted by Michael Jordan for the Washington Wizards, and the expectation, but obviously being by drafted by Michael Jordan, the amount of pressure you get, that's something. But being drafted from high school, I mean, he was only 18, and I think when he played basketball, they started criticizing him. Stephen A. Smith and some other guys say his hands too small. They're very critical of him because obviously, you know what I mean? Because he's drafted by Michael Jordan. Maybe they thought he was going to beat Michael Jordan. Maybe Michael Jordan saw something in him that's going to make him great. But apparently we found out that Michael Jordan didn't even want him. I think he wanted Elton Brand from Chicago, who was killing it, was getting the double doubles, like that's like 10 points, 10 rebounds. And this is obviously we're talking about NBA. They didn't really want him. That's what we found out. And because of that, consequently, got that, they made sure Jordan basically seemed like he sabotaged Kwame Brown's career. Until eventually they fired Michael Jordan. And then he started the blooming. And then we got the whole situation with Gilbert Arenas. I mean, boy, you couldn't even have it. I mean, it's a bad scenario after bad scenario. But hey, he started playing because I remember time I was watching the Washington Wizards, and I was like, they got into the playoffs and they played against Cleveland with LeBron James, and they were playing sensational basketball. First thing I realized, yeah, that Kwame Brown, I said, this guy's quick. I couldn't believe how fast this guy got up the court. Very fast and could finish. And I was like, woo, look how fast he is, and he's just strong, and all the things they said about him. They, when the playoff series, they never said that in the playoff series. He was balling, putting numbers down and doing what it is, And I think the character is this character assassination they've been doing on Kwame Brown has been over the years is sick. I mean, who drafts the #1 player? And this was like, Darko Milicic. Didn't he get? Wasn't Darko Milicic drafted over? Did we draft over Carmelo Anthony? Darko Milicic, Carmelo Anthony. And he didn't get all that stick. I mean, he was out the league with him with a couple of years as well. From Detroit, they took him. Larry Brown didn't want to take him. Like, why didn't criticize Larry Brown? No, Darko Milicic. That they're trying to say that this guy here doesn't make no sense. Yeah, a guy stays in the NBA over something right, and the character assassination of Kwame Brown has been wrong, absolutely wrong. You know what I mean? It's been wrong. It's out of order. It's unacceptable. And the thing is, let's talk about the what's his name again? Charlamagne Tha God. You know what I mean? EJ, you EJ, you mind if I ask you a boxing question? I know this is a cool stream. You can ask me a boxing question. You can ask me you can ask me a boxing question. No problem, man. So Stephen A. Smith, yeah, no, Charlamagne Tha God says stuff about Kwame Brown's family, and starting to mention his family, how they're killers and stuff like that. And this is after what's his name, Becky with the good hair, and that's I need to take this off the screen, by the way. Let me take it off the screen. Becky with the good hair. What's his name? Let me bring it up. Maybe some people are not affiliated with this stuff right here. This here, Becky with the good. That's what he calls Steve Matt Barnes. Becky with the good hair. because he was the one prompting on his show All This Smoke. If you check out All This Smoke podcast with Stephen Jackson, they started attacking Kwame Brown. This is over 12 years. Kwame Brown had enough is enough is enough. And if you ain't seen it, you should subscribe to his YouTube channel, because I am. And it seems like the whole internet is, and every day he be putting it on them. And he put it on them so much that now, what's his name again? Charlamagne Tha God has apologized. He's apologized this morning. Apologized. He shouldn't have mentioned certain things. He's from the same part. He shouldn't have said what he said. Shouldn't have said what he said, out of order. You know what I mean? Just passed him by before I got streamed to Twitter. Gotcha. Yeah, got you, bro. No problem, man. All right, what's the boxing question, real quick? Who you got in AJ Usyk? All right, Usyk. I don't think the fight's gonna happen. I think AJ will vacate the belt. If he doesn't vacate the belt, then I'm gonna go with I'll go with AJ, but I think AJ could lose in that fight. I think people are going over the Usyk and after the choice. Nah, man, Usyk's dangerous. He's gonna give Josh a problem. He's a dangerous guy. All right, just passing. Okay, so that's my take on that. So anyway, so Charlamagne Tha God has come out this morning. He apologized. Actually, he apologized. This is an hour. I think it's an hour now. He's apologized on the Breakfast Club, and the only reason to apologize, what the fuck? Why would you? Oh yeah, because he knows he's probably going to lose, and he was trying to vacate it before. He was trying to vacate the belt before the lockdown. Before the lockdown, they were talking about other people. Oh, what's up, TBE? You crazy? If Usyk, you crazy? TBE, my guy. What's up, TBE? You crazy? If you think Usyk can win against AJ? No, I'm not. He beat him up in sparring multiple times. Everyone knows about that. You don't know. I know you don't know about that. Yeah, that's why you get come over here to get that mama's cooking. You know what I'm saying? Come over to get that cooking. I always give you that roasting, TBE. Yes, that's how it is. Anyway, yeah. You're going to lose my train of thought, man. Usyk is really good, to be honest. Yeah, he is, man. Usyk, he sparred Joshua, sparred Klitschko, sparred Dillian White, and he gave them all the business. Why do you think they tried to ask for extension? We'll go down to Robski's today. Okay. Yeah, like why you think he what they want an extension? What they want an extension for? Looks like it. Yeah, Doctor Derek Zora after getting listen, they put bad opponents in him to kill his stock. That's what they did to him. You guys gonna lose my train of thought here. They put bad opponents. Eddie Hearn was the main guy. He did the same thing with Ortiz. They put bad opponents, bad opponents in front of him to make him lose stock, you know what I mean? To make him think that's what it is. All right, anyway. You're gonna lose my train of thought. So Charlamagne Tha God has come out and apologized, yeah. Okay, I have been England before. You ain't been nowhere, TBE. You've been England in your mind. You ain't got nowhere. Because if you've been England, you could have just said where you've been. You don't have to say I've been England, TB. Anyway, so Charlamagne Tha God has come out this morning and apologized, right? He's apologized, and I mean, I could play it, but I don't know. The Breakfast Club might come for me saying you're using their material. So I think I check. Well, I say you guys go over there and look. Kwame Brown, on the other hand, if he comes out of a live stream and accepted Charlamagne apologies, then fair play. But listen to this. This shows you on the internet. Yeah, this is how Usyk streams. EJ changed the picture. I have a family in where? Where's that? What part of England is that? I never been there. I ain't been there. You have family, but you ain't been. Stop trying to TV to be lying out here. Come on, TMPB. Stop it. Anyway, you don't need to prove that to me. If you've been England, you've been England. Anyway, we're talking about the news, and the news capital is London, so I don't know where that is. Everyone knows the London news is London, and I know I got all the gossip. All the gossip comes past here. So I don't know. I don't even know if they even got Wi-Fi where they at, TB. I don't know where that is. Listen, I'm telling you. All right. So yeah, you can go over to on the Box Breakfast Club and hear his apology. Now, I listened to his apology, and let me tell you something. This is where it gets a bit sticky. The reason why he's apologizing to Kwame Brown is because Kwame Brown has put the allegations back on Charlamagne Tha God. I always hate Charlamagne Tha God, guys. Yeah, he seems like but I gotta listen to this though. Listen to this one, right? So Kwame Brown responds back to All This Smoke, Becky with the good hair, right? He responds back to them, right? right back to them and gives them what they call their podcast, all that smoke. Well, Kwame gives them all that smoke, gave that smoke back to them, all that heat back to them, all that smoke back to them, right? Almost to the point he matched out as Stephen A. Smith pays for women in the strip club. He's a delinquent. Every time a black person comes on his show, he will acts cool. And when a person or another color comes on the show, he's got his teeth out and he's buffoon, acting like a buffoon. Then Becky with the good hair, which is Matt Barnes, yeah, he out here talking about he acting tough, but then he got one of the NBA players was kissing his wife near on his lips, and then she ended up sleeping with him, and then his kids phone him and tell him, Dad, there's a man over here and he's with mom and they're kissing and thing. And what he did, he come over to the house and he was screaming and shouting, didn't do nothing about it. So apparently, I think Derek Fisher's married his ex-wife and he didn't do nothing about it. So he turned the tables back on them because they were trying to say that he's a bust, and this come from Stephen A. Smith, and they can assassinate his character. And he hit back hard. Now, Charlamagne Tha God, the reason why he's apologizing, let's get it down. The reason why he's apologizing because Charlamagne Tha God had a case with an minor 15-year-old young lady, and he was 21, and apparently he put some drugs in her drink and done stuff to her. And obviously the girl and the mom filed a report against him, obviously. And all because they didn't turn up to the case. What's TBA? I know you born a Jamaican, man. I born that man. England, I know you mean England. You don't mean wrong, England. I know you Jamaican, bro. I can hear your accent, bro. I know you are TB, man. You my guy, TB, bro. We wind you up all the time. You be falling for it every time. All right, so anyway, yeah, TV is my guy, bro. Listen, if you don't know TV, go subscribe to his channel. It's my guy. I always listen to him, bro. I'm surprised he don't jump on my hangout. He's probably busy. But anyway, right? Nah, man, I'm playing with him, Charles Jackson, man. I'm playing with him. So anyway, so this is what it is. The reason why Charlamagne Tha God is apologizing ain't because he do not have a good heart. Is because Kwame Brown has got his foot on his neck. Absolutely. He's turned the whole thing around and he destroyed the Breakfast Club. And the Breakfast Club are getting that word. Angela E., he put it out. She's the type of lady who would go somewhere and, if her friend got, raped or something happened to her, that she'd probably turn her back. Then he's talking about Envy, DJ Envy, right? He basically, I don't know what situations happen with his wife, but he's acting real suckerish. And then he turned it to Charlamagne Tha God and said that he's got rape allegations, and basically he got a plea out of it. And so he ain't guilty of a thing, but obviously he got himself out of that situation because he got powerful people. And the whole thing has turned on their head. Yeah, but I want to do your stream. If you want to do a stream, lost one. You know what I mean? Do a stream when it lost one, right? So he's turned the whole thing. He's turned the whole thing on his head. I get news every minute, man. You don't know what's there. What's this? I'll check this out. All right, so what I'm saying is this, yeah. So that's the reason why he's apologizing first and foremost, and he's only apologizing to mention that. Why do you mention that Kwame family is a bunch of killers? You don't know Kwame Brown, with how he came into the NBA from high school. Listen to the situation. His mom, and this is the thing. What thing he brought out? This is the thing. What and Charlamagne brought out that I wasn't aware of. That his brother's been to jail and his dad's been to jail, and both of them been to jail for murder. Right now, I'm not going to go into this into what exactly they've been to jail for. The murderous things they've been in, but that should have never came out. That should have never came out, and he should have never said that. Because then the day Stephen Jackson and Matt Barnes, yeah, they were the protagonists, and they were coming at him, and Stephen A. Smith for many years, and Kwame listen, the man hasn't talked for 20 years. 20 years he hasn't even talked until finally he started talking, and now they all start running like roaches. And now this is why Charlamagne Tha God has apologized. And he's even called himself the donkey of the day. Like that's gonna excuse it. Now is Kwame. Now the problem is Kwame gonna accept it? Now me personally, I think he should accept it. And let's keep an eye on the situation because But Charlamagne Tha God apologized, but he hasn't apologized to the victim of what he did in that situation when he was young. He was 21 years of age, and he did that, and he can say sorry about it. But the thing is, he keeps mentioning these things every now and again. So Kwame has called him out on it and pulled it out, and he's turned the whole narrative out because the thing is, he's pulled a move like MMA, MMM, and that rapper from Detroit, wherever he ain't from Detroit, he's from somewhere else, but He pulled a move like that where you basically dish your own self so no one else can dish you. Yeah, he said, yeah, I'm a bust. He's got even this he's got a bust life t-shirt. Say, yeah, bust. So he's turned what you say is a negative into a positive and turned that whole thing around, that situation around. Stephen A. Smith, he's pulling on that guy. This guy was a big grown man going into college campuses talking about how to school kids not to be like Kwame Brown. Look how old this man was. This guy was a high school and he couldn't defend himself. He was 18 years of age. And he's a grown ass man going to college campuses telling other kids not to be like Kwame Brown. Imagine that. And Kwame Brown, he owns his own land. He's a very successful businessman. Yeah, you playing the NBA for 12 years, earning up to 65 mil. You ain't no bust. Hell no. If you're talking about production and points and you say it's not the greatest, yeah, but that's not a bust, man. A bust is like Darko Milicic, who they didn't choose Camelo Anthony. That's a bust. That would be a bust, but a bust in the world. I'm sure Darko's not even a bust anyway because Darko earned how much? 5 film. I think the first 3 years or 3 years you stay when you're a rookie, you get 5 mil. How's that? If I'm earning 5 mil, that you some sort of a loser. How are you talking about MMN like like that? You know him? Nah, I don't know him. Nah, I don't know. I'm just saying the scenario, bro. How that can't be that. That's not the case, man. That 100% is not the case. So these guys like Stephen A. Smith out here saying these things are fraudulent, and choosing to pick on a young guy who can't defend himself at 18 is one thing, but to do it for 10 years is another, and that's how long these guys have been doing this thing. They've been talking about this young man for the longest. Now he's not a young man; he's a grown man, and he's hitting back. And he is. And Stephen A. Smith doesn't want no smoke because he's a coward. He's a coward. He was an unsuccessful athlete who didn't do anything, and he's whatever chip in his shoulder. He's on public TV, ESPN, and these platforms. Him and Skip Bayless talking about athletes they've never been in their life. Jalen Rose actually came out and said to Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith, both of them, that Kwame's not a bust. He's in the bidding league for 12 years. And Steve goes, yes, he is. And he goes, how can you say he ain't successful? In fact, I got another report, right? Dwight Howard in the draft, right? When Dwight Howard was draft, there's a other basketball player called Emeka Okafor. I don't know, these are all basketball things people know. Emeka Okafor, right? And I never forget this time, right? So they're being drafted in the league. Now, Emeka Okafor won the championship with Ben Gordon in Connecticut, right? And, obviously winning the championship, your stock should go up. And Stephen A. Smith was saying that Orlando should pick Emeka Okafor because he won a championship in college. But the Orlando Magic, who are smarter, they picked Dwight Howard. Now you tell me who's still in the league and who isn't. Stephen A. Smith. Dwight Howard came out of high school as well. And Orlando Magic saw the potential in him, like they saw in Kwame Brown in the Washington Wizards, and they saw the potential in him. And Dwight Howard's still in the league. And they said he's unprotected. Now Dwight Howard won a NBA championship. Now what? Now ain't no one saying about Dwight Howard what he was going to be one of the most unsuccessful players in the NBA. Dwight Howard been in the league and he's still athletic and still doing his thing. When all the guys that they talk about, the Emeka Okafor, I don't know how long he was in the league. He was a good player though, but he went on Dwight Howard's athletic ability. And have you ever seen Kwame Brown? Kwame Brown is the most gifted guy on the court. Yeah, if you set him up, he could do his thing. 7 foot move. I've never seen a 7 foot guy move that fast, by the way. I mean, you can check it out in the playoffs games, Gilbert Arenas and that. And Stephen A. Smith, these guys out here, they out there playing chess with people's lives. And the thing is, back then the athletes never said it back, but now Kwame Brown got nothing to lose, and he is hitting back, and he's hitting hard and fast, and hitting back. You know what I mean? Just hitting back, and that's what I'm seeing. I had enough of this bullshit. When it comes to this basketball thing, I've been watching basketball for years, and I listen to Gary Wilburn and all the top sports writers. Jamel Hill, she's another one. Jamel Hill trying to jump on board. Like when he put the fire on these people, they don't want no smoke. Now, who really wants that smoke? Who really wants that smoke when it comes down to none of you want that. You don't want what you came out because you're all bullies. You're all bully coward people. You're on your platform and you think you have a right to have an opinion on people. But when the opinion on you and turn about your life, now you're not. Now when you see this guy here, Charlamagne Tha God, The reason why he's apologized is simply that, because you have nowhere else to go. He is absolutely destroying you on social media. You have nowhere to go. He's bringing up your personal life, like what you did to him about his father, and he didn't even know about his father killed a woman and buried in the garden. He didn't know about his brother smashed his girlfriend with an axe handle. He didn't know about that. But now you put that stuff out there, trying to say like he's mad and he's a killer when he ain't. He hasn't got no criminal record as such as we know of. There's no such thing about that. You put that information out, and the only reason you're apologizing because he's turned it on you about your rape case and the way you've been conducting and your constant attack on other black men. What about your attack on Mayweather? He can't read. I remember that one. Yeah, I remember you doing that. Mayweather can't weave and saying that. And you chatty patty, and he admits he's chatty patty. But these are the people they got on TV to thing. And you know, it's funny, right? I watched The Breakfast Club. This saw The Breakfast Club, and they just got Donkey of Day. They ain't putting their YouTube thing. It's got him apologizing. Like that's gonna solve it. Listen, bro, you done too much damage out here. Yeah, your best is go underneath a rock and stay there. You know what I mean? You can stay there, but he ain't gonna. He ain't gonna. But I'll tell you one thing: if anyone's got any sense, they ain't gonna listen to him no more. I'll tell you that for free. You know, Kwame Brown's channel is where it's at, and people gonna keep listening to me. He gonna keep dropping these jewels, keep dropping his mama's cooking on everyone. You know, and that's what he calls it, mama's cooking. You know what I'm saying? Let's go on to Steven Jackson. Steven Jackson out here trying to say fake gangster Muslim. What's he say? Gangster Muslim out here, right? And they both was in the big three. They both. I don't know. I watch basketball, right? These are ex NBA players that Ice Cube, you know, set out a league for free on free playing. I was loving it, man. Ice Cube's idea. They had a 4-point, 5-point. Is it 5-point shot or so? I think a 5-point shot and stuff like. Kwame Brown came in the first league. Obviously, the Corona situation happened, and he knows who Kwame Brown and Matt Barnes was in that league as well, and then they're gonna start talking about him like because other people start talking about. Hell no, they need to stop that bullshit right there. Yep, I can't take the apology if it comes after the cease and desist. Exactly, bag yeah. But you should think about it. Let's see if Kwame takes it though. That let's see if Kwame will take it. Let's see if Kwame will say like, yo, you know, I'm cool. At least he know because I had my foot on him. I had my foot on his neck and he apologized. So let's see if Kwame is cool with it, then I'm cool. Just leave it. But that stuff's gonna stay because sometimes, you know, when you just leave it like that, you don't need to go any further than that. You know what I mean? He apologized, and that's that. He had to apologize. You know what I mean? But you see, the thing is, other people gonna still remember. That's the thing, like yourself, right? You gonna still remember, like I still remember. So even if Kwame says apology, other people ain't gonna let him off the hook, and that's the way some people are. But then Steven Jackson. You know, Steven Jackson could have said to yo, you going too far now. But he let Mark Barnes, he thought it was cool. And now he out here trying to say he said some stuff on his video. And then Kwame blasted him. He's buying women in strip clubs. You acting like a fake gangster. And only because of that situation in Indiana, I don't know, you know about, yo, what's up? Soldier Boy, what's going on, bro? Only because that situation in Indiana, not Indiana, in Detroit. In Albany, in Detroit. Okay, if you don't know about that, Ben Wallace, they'll have a fight. They were having a basketball game. Indiana Pacers versus Detroit Pistons. This is some history, bro. I'm telling you, bro. And what happened is in that situation is Ron Artest or Meadowell Police, as that's what they call him right now. Him and Ben Wallace pushed him, and Ron Artest, I think he had his the person, he hypnotist or not hypnotist, his therapist told him, if you get into a heat situation, just go down and lay down. And that's what he did. He laid down on the announcer's desk, and someone threw some water bottle down on him. And listen, Meadow Piss saw who the guys ran up into the stands, into the crowd, and then Steven Jackson, this guy here to the left of me, he went up there behind him, saw who they were, and they started to throw hands on them. Now, I'm gonna lie to you, bro. I thought, yeah, get to them. How dare they throw starting down on the play? They need to get it. Now, David Stern fined them and all that, but because of that, Steven Jackson got the reputation of a bad dude. You know what I mean? And they got a lot of respect for that. You know what I mean? Because he went back, he backed his teammate. But this situation. This needs to be done. Like Kwame Brown been retired for like 12 years. Like, why are you pitting him? Why would you go out and do something like that when this man has never done anything to you? If anything, he's been getting bullied for years. I mean, stuff they've been saying about you should know better. I mean, you guys should know better, man. But now he gonna put your business out and he wants you to apologize. You see that finger right there? He gonna get you to apologize, and you should. You should apologize. You know what I mean? But you see the funny thing about it even if you do apologize, if you do apologize, it ain't gonna make no difference. Because here, look at it. Listen here, people. Becky with the good hair, he ain't accepting nothing from him because Becky with the good hair mentioned reference to some homosexual references. You see that you still got my dick in my mouth, and homie don't play that. So Steven Jackson might apologize, but I don't think he will. But Becky with the good hair, no sir, no sir. No, sir. I don't think he wants to apologize for him. He wants to jump on you like a trampoline. They'll do the same thing. Derrick Rose. Yeah, they picked up Derrick Rose, Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook. Oh my gosh. I mean, I recognize Russell Westbrook, one of the best players ever. I saw potential in him and Kobe Bryant when he was alive, and other people because he's intensity. That Russell Westbrook is clearly one of the best players in the league, and they were riding and said he's selfish, say this, say that, say stuff about Kevin Durant, even to the fact that his mom came on the TV show. I mean, these guys are out of pocket. These young NBA players, they're millionaires. Actually, they're young millionaires. Millionaires, they how hard it is to get in the NBA and the stuff they have to endure. Man, lawyers and fees and all this stuff. And then you got on the media a constant attack from these people. I mean, it's ridiculous. When I watch the UFC sometimes and listen to what's the guy's name again? The guy who does the commentary. He's got his own podcast, right? I listen to him and I say to my Joe Rogan, that's his name. And I say he's so respectful of the athletes because he knows that, it doesn't make no sense dissing the athletes. He's an athlete himself. So it don't make no sense dissing the athletes because that's the product. They're the people you want to sell. But these other people, especially in boxing as well, you got some people, especially HBO, they were toxic, man. Why are you dissing the athletes and constantly trying to say they ain't got no value if they haven't got no ring? You know what I mean? He punched the wrong dude. Yeah, I never thought Steven Jackson and Artest was tough. Yeah, they didn't. Well, yeah, they didn't roll up on Ben Hart. Yeah. They don't know part of it. Well, the thing is about it, yeah. The thing about it, right? When they were playing in the series, they were wrapped up. But I don't think you want to rap with Ben. I don't think you want to go with Ben. Ben's about that life, and he's what I'm saying, they don't know part of Ben Wallace. Well, the Wallace boys in general. Ben Wallace and Rashid. Rashid's crazy. Rashid's crazy. So I think you're going to fight Ben. Rashid's coming around the wing. From Philly. You don't want no part of that, boy. So I think it was more to do with that. We look at the team. I mean, he's the only one in there really who can throw hands. Jermaine O'Neal was there. He ain't got nothing from Rashid, so I don't think it was in his best interest. You got a good point though. I don't think they were that tough either. I don't think they were tough. There ain't nothing tough about that. But you know what's funny? This guy sitting on the platform, he does all the stuff in it. I think Stephen A. Smith is being carried by Matt Barnes on the platform because I was listening. He asks all the questions, and Stephen Smith is just there. But Stephen Smith there to give the all the smoke platform and thing. Even they talk about all the smoke, so now they have to act funny when all they had to do is say, you know what, we was out of pocket. And I like the All Smoke podcast up until this point, because after this point, like I said, they had Jeremy Lin on there. I said, man, listen, you got all these people, the media call him Lin Insanity, but you're going to sit there on a platform and you're going to put down Kwame Brown and you're going to put down how many other players, Sam Bowie and all these other players who've been in the league. They were good collegiate players from college, but because they didn't live up to expectation, they the biggest bust and stuff like that. They this and that. And they got to sit there and take it for the rest of their life. Well, you're a bust. That means you're a bust in life? That don't make no sense. How you going to bust and you get 5 mil straight out? 3 years, 7 mil. Someone gets 16 in the first round, 16 mil. You good. Get that money. He said the first money he told his mom when he was 5 years old that he was going to buy. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Tears, I'm not really an emotional guy. Tears didn't came out. He said that to his mom. He said that to his mom when he was young. He's going to buy his mom a house. And that's what he did. He was 18 years of age, being drafted by Michael Jordan, the best day, number 1 from high school, the best days of his life. And then things start going down because Michael Jordan didn't like him, and he let him be known that he wasn't really a fan of. I mean, why would you do that? I mean, Michael Jordan, it says a lot about Michael Jordan and the way he was to when he's very competitive. Right, and he looked on Kwame. He looked at it. Well, I need to get win now, and I think it was more or less that. And these young dudes have to pay their dues. That's how it was, and it wasn't a fit. It wasn't a fit. You know what I mean? Michael Jordan's the GM, and he got put in a situation to draft this young guy. But to see look at this, right? The kid stayed in the year for 12 years. Now Michael could have said to myself, man, look, Let me just, but you know the pressure on Michael Jordan of all the media dissing him for many years. I think he carried that overload on him, and that's what made him a great player. He's trying to put on Kwame Brown, but the young kid don't understand that he innocent to these things, and because of that disconnection, that thing never worked out. It never worked out. Michael Jordan's not a bad person, but he channels his energy from negativity into the basketball. And I think people should do that in life. But sometimes that stuff can spill out, and it can spill out everywhere. I heard he used to cuss him out, say that. And you know the thing is, from where Kwame's from, Charlamagne, North Carolina, he just took all that stuff. Like, all right, cool. We all say this. All right, cool. I'm still got my money. My checks coming every week. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna go down, buy my mama's house, buy my family tractor, buy some land. Oh man, this guy done some good things, man. Done some real good things. But they didn't let up. Even when Michael Jordan left the Washington Wizards, they couldn't blame Kwame for that. They got better. They drafted, they traded for, or they signed Gilbert Arenas to join. But then Gilbert Arenas done some things to Kwame Brown that Kwame is unacceptable. And he said some things about Gilbert Arenas. I don't really know the man. I'll go by what Kwame says. And listen, it's situation. Then he goes to Los Angeles, plays with Kobe Bryant. I remember when that link up, you got two former high school players. Kobe Bryant come out of high school as well. Lower Merion, is it Lower Merion High School, and Kwame coming out of high school as well. And they was okay. It was, but Kobe very selfish. Kobe very competitive, and I can see by Kwame's nature, he's not a very confrontational person. In terms of like, you gonna say this, that, the other. He gonna sit there and look at you and weigh up his cons and say, well, is it worth my while saying something to you? Okay, I could never play. I could never call a player a boss. Yeah, you re-sign a contract. Yeah, only 1% of the world get. Yeah, exactly. Settling his family. Yeah, exactly. No way you could call that guy a boss. Absolutely not. Stephen A. Smith is still on the same show, spouting the same thing, find a new young man. How old are you, Stephen A. Smith? By the way, how old are you? You a big grown man sitting there and talking about a young kid. And and actually, let me point this out, right? About the Dwight Howard and the trade, the Dwight Howard signing, number one, and everyone knows Dwight Howard is a bona fide superstar, right? The Mecca offering was good, but he wasn't athletic enough for the NBA. He was very good solid player. He's like Anton Jameson, because you remember Anton Jameson and Vince Carter. Anton Jameson was getting on the limelight in North Carolina, but in the league, Vince Carter. Vince Carter's on a whole new different level from Anton Jameson, and that's how the league is. There's the fundamentals and there's the athleticism, and that's what the league. They looked on the kind of like Jordan blueprint of the athlete, super athlete who can fly. That's the league's full of people like Jordan now. In fact, if Jordan was in the league playing his prime, he'd probably just be a average guy. But Jordan was different because other athletes wasn't like that. I remember they talking about Skywalker Thompson as well. He was like that, but there's not many guys who could just who could fly. Anyway, the point I was making about Stephen A. Smith, what he did now in the draft of Dwight Howard, I remember he was criticizing him something different, and I remember what David Stern said. David Stern said to him, why is this guy criticizing these players? This is the best night of their life, and why is there so much negativity around this? And it came from this guy here. In fact, after that Dwight Howard trade, Dwight Howard, he was number one from high school as well. And I know people talk about that. Was it number? Yeah, he came from high school. Number one. He didn't play college. Was he number one? Or was he not? Actually, I'm not sure. I think Dwight Howard's number one. I think he was number one from high school as well. No, maybe he wasn't, because I'm gonna have to check that out. Anyway, right? Maybe he wasn't number one. Maybe someone else is number one, right? But Dwight Howard being signed by the Orlando Magic, they made sure in the draft when Stephen A. Smith was there commenting on the TV, they removed him from the broadcast. They removed him, right? And because it was so negative, and the next year he disappeared all entirely because he was so negative and putting all these negative connotations on the players when they're on their draft. And the perception is everything. We don't know about these guys, and you're telling us who these guys are, and you're saying these guys ain't no good. You're trying to say that Orlando Magic are making a mistake. We think, how the heck do you, who never played, like you in the office, that you know more than these experts here? They're the experts who draft these players into these teams. They know what they're doing, man. What you talking about? And I mean, some of them do mistakes, and we do bring them up, yeah. But drafting, they know what they're doing. They know what they've seen. Well, you know more than them. And these are the guys we listen to. And thankfully for Kwame Brown, after his silence, he broke his silence. He didn't not say he was silenced, but he never had a platform to even talk about these sort of things, right? He's talked for himself. He's grown. He's a big man now with land and his kids. And now the thing, he don't want his kids hearing this rubbish. And he's took to social media and he's burning these cats, man. He's putting it on them, all of them. Look at it. This guy used to play. Look at it. Kwame was there. Kwame and Steven Jackson, they played together. So he knows who he is. Like he said, he knows who he is. Right? He should know who he is, or maybe he didn't know who he is. Maybe Kwame was quiet. But then why you feel like you can assassinate a man after your guy starts, trying to say he's a bastard? Come on, man. Come on, man. They should know better than that. They should know better. So, Kwame is the, what's his name? Charlamagne Tha God. He's apologized out of necessity, not because he wants to. Becky with the good hair. I don't think Kwame gonna let that one up. Becky with the good hair. I don't think he gonna leave you alone, boy. I think he gonna keep bombing on you for a minute. I can see that, and it's funny as well. But until I don't know what you gonna do to get in his good graces, but he gonna keep bombing on you. You ain't even responded since. But this guy here, ain't no one gonna forgive you, my man Charlamagne Tha God. Ain't no one gonna forgive you. No one's gonna forgive you and your treacherous behavior and your apologizing to many people is only because he's put you put a cease and desist on his on telling him not to talk about the court case. Hell no, we're gonna talk about it because you did that. You acting real weak, and I saw your apology, and your apology is weak as well because you didn't even mention the victim that you did, and you probably ain't gonna mention that like we don't know. We know what you did. You know what I mean? We know she was a young girl, and you see the pain in there, and you constantly keep joking about you put something in your wife's. I won't put the picture of his wife, but I thought that's going too far. You put something in your wife. How you got your wife? You put, I don't know what kind of nastiness you do, putting pills in people. Saying, I'm no one to judge. Only God can judge. But let me tell you something. Kwame put the spotlight back on you. That's what he's gone and did. All you bully out Jamel Hill. All of you lot, you want some of his mama's cooking? Yeah, you're going to get some of that today. He was on earlier on. He didn't address about Kwame, Charlamagne God's apology. But let me tell you something. You, my friend, are only apologizing because you've been put in a position. And you, all right, are not as you're not authentic, bro. You're not authentic. You're not authentic guy. You got some ways about you that most people, you shouldn't be in your position to be saying certain things. Yeah, it's funny sometimes, and we laugh and joking about other people's things, but you picked the wrong guy, and you very raw. You read out the man's family rep when he didn't need to be do that. This is what I'm saying. This guy's an NBA player. He's a millionaire. He has resources, connections. He got the key to the city. Why no one reported that he got the key to the city when he went back to the city, being the number one draft pick from where he came from? Huh? He was walking around. He barely had any trainers. He's saying, the money going to get to buy kids or tool so they can have trainers. He didn't have no trainers. Didn't have nothing. You know what I mean? His brother, he said he's in his house and his brother was doing wrong-uns and the police came and they had his mom handcuffed and he was handcuffed at 5 years old and he was on the chair. I mean, seeing all that stuff to see where he come from, and none of you even mention that stuff, man. None of you even mention that. He a bust. You want to keep bombing him. Eventually, yeah, he articulately has come back and smashed all of you. And I hope you use lot in the media, leave certain individual. Russell Westbrook, leave him alone. Kevin Durant, leave him alone. LeBron James, leave him alone. How many years did they bomb on LeBron James? Talk about his hairline. How many years did they bomb on Chris Bosh trying to say he's feminine? Michael Jordan himself, for years, he gambling. Like, there's constantly barrage on these people. What about Michael Vick and the dog situation, right? And constantly on the NFL players. Like, man, it's crazy. I mean, to be fair, they do a lot of stuff, but I don't need to know about it, man. Keep getting the pressure on them, yeah. Listen, at some point, we as the people in the media, right? Because I'm a media person, because I'm commenting on it, have a dialogue, a responsibility that when you put stuff out, you need to be held accountable. And I found out for myself. Me and Dillian White, I said some stuff about Dillian White online, and he called me. No, he didn't call me. He left a message and told me about myself. And I'm telling a lie. I took the video down and I apologized. And I was out of pocket. You know what I mean? I was out of pocket. Some of the stuff I said. Now, is some of the stuff I said that I believed at the time? Yeah, maybe. But should I have put it on there? No, I shouldn't have. And he let me know about it. And this is what the situation I had to my consequence. And because of that, my relationship with him is not the same. And I could have probably get my interview with Dylan White because he was a straight up dude. He just, I could have his number, I could call him. But that can't be no more. That's no more. And that's my lesson of understanding that with the responsibility of being on social media, that's what happens. That's what happens when you say stuff. You have to pay the consequences. You know what I mean? You can apologize as man, but that's you leave it alone. I've seen Dillian White a couple of times, and I interviewed him a couple of times and that, and he said, "You mean him is cool," because he said, "I apologize." He accepted my apologize, and that was it. We move on. You know what I'm saying? And I learned a valuable lesson that day. That with my words comes responsibility. And Charlamagne Tha God, okay, he's apologized. He learned responsibility as well. But you see, the thing is, I guess in his point when it comes to the court case with the woman, the girl, he only him and God's gonna have to deal with that stuff. I mean, wrestle with that. But the people have charged you guilty as charged, yeah, as being a troublemaker, and he says so much as what. But if you're the cause of that stuff, Angela E, he burned all of them lot, and nothing as well, right? When you burn all these people, they can't take it. They can give it out. Yeah, they can give it out. Look at Steve Smith. I don't want to talk about Kwame Brown no more. Yeah, of course not, Kwame. Of course you don't want to talk about him no more because you're a coward, man. You a coward, bruh. You a coward. I remember you was calling out Kevin Durant, and then the other day Stephen A. Smith was talking about Deontay Wilder. He needs to not take the rematch clause. You need to leave it alone. I said, who are you? You coward. Ain't no one gonna follow you. Who you told Deontay? I want Deontay to get a chance to get his belt back. Yeah, get his belt back. So I got stuff to say. I mean, there's more. I mean, I'm probably gonna do more videos on this whole scenario. Is the apology accepted? Accept the apology, and we can all go on and learn in his life. But is it still going to be there? He has to live with that. Like now, because to be fair, I ain't blaming looking on thingy like that. I'll tell you that. I'm looking at Kwame as a hero, man. This guy made it, bruh. He made it to the toppest, made it to the top in the world, bruh. And all you guys here, you're the deviants, man. You guys out here trying to tell us we should look at these people. Let's look on you, man. Let's look on you, Charlamagne Tha God. And all you weirdos out here, let's look on you. And some of the bullshit you do. That's life, man. That's like you have to live and learn as a grown adult, and you got young people in the world watching you. And what kind of example you setting? Salute to you, Kwame Brown. Salute to you coming out and speaking out when the voices of people wouldn't do. I salute to you. He showed great strength and articulating the words, and he swear every now and again, but we understand where that come from. You know what I'm saying? In my eyes right now, he's a winner. And if I got any NBA games back in the day, I'll be playing with Kwame Brown. Shit, straight up. I boost his stats, make him the best player in the game. I'll be putting hands on people, bro. And I'm telling you, like, Michael Jordan as well. I'm sure he's heard some of this stuff here. I'm sure he's heard stuff there. You being the way you conduct yourself unnecessarily. You know what I mean? When you're adults, yeah, there's no one, our parents raise you, but after all, we don't listen to our parents to a certain extent. We still hear them, but we don't listen. There's a difference, right? And you have to be accountable. Like, see, one thing I heard Kwame Brown drills that he said his grandpa, this old guy was 72-year-old. One thing he said, listen, your older brother went to jail and your other brother been to jail. Now, what you gonna do? You have to make a decision. You gonna follow your brothers to jail, or you wanna follow me and learn? And he did. He learned the values of how to be a man and stand up and be counted. And that's what some of these men ain't done. They're out here trying to act big men, and they're acting like young boys. Grown men with money in their pocket, still going to strip clubs. How can you listen? I got my wife. Ain't no one kissing my wife on the lips. No how, nowhere, no such. That's not happening. Matt Barnes, y'all should have seen that. Even Kwame's even telling you, Now, next time you get a woman, don't let no dude get too comfy. Just say hello. Ain't no kisses nowhere on the cheeks with no dudes and women as well. And just it. Yeah. Charlamagne Tha God apologized isn't accepted. He tried to kill that man's family name and in the eyes of the people. You have absolutely, but let me tell you something. If Kwame accepted, we're gonna have to accept it. We're gonna remember. Ain't look, because you said some apology, you couldn't remember. Dillian White still remembers me now. He still remember me for saying that stuff now. I swear down. He would probably say, yo, I remember that dude there. He said this, that, the other. I gotta watch him. I gotta watch him. Yeah, and I understand that. That's cool. I ain't gonna change, that's fine. He's right. I shouldn't say that stuff live. You're right. And that's it. But I apologize. And, that's it. That's for me and him. Ain't nothing to do with y'all. If Kwame accepts it, that's it. What we can do, we can sit there judging, but Kwame's accepting it. We going to move on with our lives, man. The man's apology. Let's see what happens. I mean, he apologizing because of the situation. Now, Kwame going to come out. I'm sure at some point going to say, why are you going to apologize to the girl? I hear you apologize to me because you know I had my foot on your neck. Now you going to apologize to the young girl and her mum. Are you going to apologize to them? Huh? I don't know. Maybe he done. But Kwame, you've been charged guilty. The court. You know what I mean? By the court of public opinion in the people, the YouTube world, social media, and the bigger things in the world. There's other things in the world. But this here, Kwame Brown, the way he's talking, man, he made a lot of people's backbone straighten up. When I listen to him, I straighten up. I ain't gonna lie, he's younger than me. But I straighten up listening to him because it resonates with me. And man, listen to that stuff there. It resonates. I don't care if you know Charlamagne and people there. I don't really care. I don't really care for him. But Kwame Brown ain't never done nothing to no one. Him judging him, he never done nothing to no one. For all these years, as far as I can say, never said nothing back for 12 years, never said nothing back to these people. I didn't see no interview. I remember seeing him in the Big 12. I remember Michael Raffable asking him, yeah, what do you think about, after playing the league and, people saying the boss, he goes, well, that was then, hopefully I can change people's perception of how they see me when I play in the league. And I like that answer. He's very articulate man, young man, and he has a family. Ain't no one, listen, only one can judge someone is God in this world, man. Like I said to you, Matt Barnes, Becky with a good hair. It's all fun and games, but the games are over. And you need to stand up, be quiet, man. Come back and apologize. Say, you was out of pocket. All right. And now if Kwame accepts it, cool. If he doesn't, that's fine. But then, if someone doesn't accept your apology and you genuinely believe it, you genuinely mean it, then cool. Like Charlamagne Tha God, him apologize, and I'm like, okay, but what about the woman? This the reason why you apologize, express truth. You want to jump in, bro? I know you got some things to say about this, bro. Hey, my man, I know you got some stuff to say about this, dog. You want to jump in? If you want to jump in, bro. To let me know. I'll give you the link I'll give you the link in the WhatsApp. Now, if he apologize, just apologize, and if Kwame carries on, then maybe Kwame will be a bit childish in that respect for a bit. But you can't really continue if someone apologize. That's the way I see it. As a man, someone said apologize. All right, cool. But then, if someone apologizes and they continue doing it, your apology doesn't mean anything. So it's your actions after the apology. You know what I'm saying? It's your actions after the apology that mean anything to me. And Charlamagne Tha God, man, I mean, you go to I don't know. Yeah, send me a link, bro. All right, I'll send you a link right now. All right? I'm telling you, man. Actually, you know what? I'll drop the link right here. Nah. I'll drop it right here. Because I can control who comes in. Don't worry about it. I can control who comes in. Only Express Truth jump in. No one else needs to jump in right now. Because, I just... by the way, if you don't know, sub to his channel, Express Truth. And I'm telling you, I'm going to be on this story more. I'm not going to let it go. I mean, I listen to Kwame Brown every morning. I sit there, listen to... Man, I'll be like, yo, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. You be saying some powerful stuff, man. Powerful stuff, what you do in the community, how to do certain thing. I'm like, yo, because he's a landowner. You understand? He's got land, man. He's got money. He's got land. He still invested his money wisely, kept quiet. That's a lesson to everyone. When people dissing you in work or anyone's dissing you, what kind of job you get? You working at McDonald's, man. What kind of job you get? Yo, you don't need them people around you, man. Keep doing. I worked in McDonald's before or workplaces before. You know, when you work at McDonald's, you just keep your mouth shut. If you're with a girl, oh man, you work at McDonald's, what kind of car you drive? I'm like, but I'll just keep quiet. Let's keep quiet, do your thing. You honest, earning, working, doing your thing. Now, if you're in the work and the managers and they give you some stress, that's something different. But you earning your monies honestly, man. And that's what it is. He wasn't gonna go back to the street. I don't care how you saw him. He wasn't gonna go back to the street. This man is no bust, and his demeanor, people looked at him the way he looks, and they're trying to, this wicked man. Wicked. The people they tell you we should follow, like Charlamagne Tha God, and the people we should follow is the people like Kwame Brown. But he's probably one of the many who not that type of man to be talking. You know what I'm saying? He's one of them guys that, not to be talking about that stuff. So Express Truth, jump in. I put the link in the into the thing, man. It's much easier. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man. So, I just donkey of the day don't mean nothing no more, bro. Anything you say don't mean nothing. It's more than a donkey, bro. You're a lifetime donkey, brethren. Hold that. You know what I mean? Hold that for a while. Hold that. You have to some soul searching. Man need to be baptized with some holy water. How about that? That's what you need. Some holy water sprinkled on yourself, bro. I taught boxing as a metaphor for life. Do you know what I mean? What I mean, like, let me explain this. So in life, you're a fighter from when you're born. In life, you have to fight for everything, regardless of what ethnicity you're born into. You have to fight. Now, at some point, you're going to lose some battles, but how you come back is what it is, right? Being a bully is a horrible thing. I remember when I was young, I used to get bullied, and then obviously you become a bully yourself, and then you realize, why are you bullying people that never did nothing to you? You're like, no, go for ice. That's what I didn't do. I said, I don't like that. I want to go for the hardest nut. Whoever is the toughest guy, that's the guy I'm gonna go for. So I know that I beat the best. And I ain't trying to pick on no weak people, man. That's weak beating the weak, and that's what Charlamagne's weak. Because the moment Kwame Brown put it on him, he folded like a deck chair. Folded in two. Now you apologizing, calling yourself a donkey. I mean, that's some weak. That's only a weak guy would put tablets in a woman and have her unconscious and do stuff with her. I mean, that's weak. That's a weak ass move, bro. That is weak. 1 minute Express Truth. Let me try and do it on the WhatsApp then. Because I see you ain't jumped in yet. I'll put the link in the thing. 1 minute. All right. Bear with me, people, man. So weak ass character, bro. It's weak ass character, man, for real. You know what I mean? You on your platform, they chatty patty so much. See, there ain't no one to check them. There he is. He's back in. I was about to get to you. There he is. What's up, bud? How you doing? So much. See, there ain't no one to check. Are you gonna turn off the YouTube? Back in. About to get to you. There he is. There you go. You in? You turn off the YouTube. You in?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Okay.
How you doing?
Yes, EJ. How you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm all right, man. Express Truth is in the house, in the building. Listen, I just saw the apology, and I'm like, I know what you're apologizing. Now it comes down to, do we accept it? Do we move on? Whatever. But I just say to myself, it's hard. The memories are still in my head of what he did and how. And the reason why he's apologizing is because the foot was on his neck. And is it authentic? I don't know. But he ain't said nothing about the girl he did something to. That would have been more. That would have been probably better. But I feel like, he's disingenuous, and he's been fair. He's a coward, like most of them guys on them TV platforms. Go ahead. What do you want to say about it?
Yeah, I feel like Charlamagne. I mean, he got into something that he probably wishes he didn't get into now, because this Kwame dude has been going hard. That's an understatement. He's been going hard, and the things that he's bringing up, with the Jessica story and all that stuff. Charlamagne is going after the man, and his YouTube channel is gone crazy. So I just hope that he does something with this buzz. You see what I mean?
Well, he's trying to. Well, Charlamagne or Kwame?
Kwame,
he is. He's actually he's dropping jewels on what people should do, invest their money, and how to conduct themselves. How to go about themselves. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Phil Walker. Okay, Phil Walker. Oh, yeah, that'd be interesting to see what he has to say as well. Everyone's jumping in this one. What's up, Phil? Phil Walker. Are you on mute? Okay, he gonna jump in. But I think he's dropping jewels. I think he's dropping jewels everywhere. I think you know what I think about it, right? What did you know about Kwame Brown? Did you know about his story? Oh, what's up? What's up?
Yeah, that's it. I've only heard of Kwame Brown in this last 2
Yeah, I hear
weeks.
you. 1 minute, Phil. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Express you. 1 minute, Phil.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I only heard of Kwame. I'm not really a basketball fan. I know you are, but the last 2 weeks I've seen him going in, and that's where I've kind of looked into the story, and I'm hearing that he was meant to be he was meant to bust with Jordan and all them kind of mans, and but certain them like I've been like prodding at him in their podcasts and stuff like that, which has caused this backlash. See what I mean? And you see what's going on in America now. Funk Master Flex has called out Charlamagne.
Oh, that's another one.
Yeah,
see, when you guys come in, see, this is another thing. You added another dose in. You know, another dose in. But let me get on that thing here, right? So his career basically, because I've been watching the NBA all the way from Allen Iverson and back then. So he got drafted #1 from high school. So basically equivalent of this. You know, we got over here in college, and we got college, and then we have university, right? So basically, it's like being drafted #1 from college, from basically being in college. You know what I mean? Or over here, but it's high school. They call it high school over there, right? Or higher learning, whatever. Like sixth form, basically being drafted from sixth form, right? Oh, you at work? All right, don't worry about my show when you can, right? So being in the league with grown men at the time and #1 draft pick by Michael Jordan, probably the most highest thing, especially from the area you come from, very poor. You know what I mean? He had no money. They have obviously had people to give them money for them to get food and stuff like that because they couldn't afford it. And he put himself in a system with very smart people, and he grew up to 7 foot, and they saw the potential in him. You know, instead of going to college, he decided to go to the NBA draft, and he got drafted. Now that's the biggest day of his life. But from that point onwards, Jordan didn't really like him, as you've seen, and he was didn't really like him, didn't really defend him. They wanted other players, and Jordan was more or less bullying him. And the media, because they like Jordan, they jumped on board because they're cowards. And that's more or less the scenario of being. I mean, I remember the whole thing. I mean, I still remember it today. I never really understood it because American media is different from the UK media. It's very different because you know what? And tell you what, to be fair, you know, only thing I can imagine is remember Princess Diana. And you know how she died? It's more or less like that. You know how they dragged her to her death? They kept bullying her. That's all it was. Yeah, that's more or less what they did with him. But he didn't say anything. Unlike Princess Di, she tried to, you know, talk to them, and she was probably on medication. But Kwame didn't say nothing for like 12 years. 12 years. But the thing is, if he's a bust, how comes he's in the league earning that much money for that length of time? But these people were still saying it until finally he busts. So that's what you're hearing right now of all the stuff that he's saying, and other people try to jump in board, but it'll go in. Let me hear Phil though. Phil, what's up, Phil? How you doing?
What's up, brother? Can you hear me pretty good?
Nah, man, you be muffling, bro. What you on? You on your phone? What you on? It don't sound crystal. It don't sound crisp like it normally does. Where your mic at? What's going on over there?
Can you hear me better?
I can hear you, but it don't sound like Chris as it used to be. But go ahead, Phil. You'll hear after. If you listen to the YouTube after, you'll hear what I'm saying. It ain't Chris, right? Because I remember you usually got your mic and you sound so crisp. Where you at? You somewhere else? You in the car or something?
Man, I went on and picked up a new mic, man. That's probably what the issue is.
Oh, that other mic was bad, bro. I'd say the other mic was so loud. Yeah, by the way, it was terrible. By the way, introduce yourself. Express truth to Phil. Introduce yourselves.
How you doing? How you doing,
brother? You all right?
Yeah, man. Everything's good, man.
All right.
That's
so
awesome.
Phil, we call the big Texan. Phil over there, text. All right, Phil, drop your knowledge on this. What'd you say? What'd you have to say about this? Go ahead.
So, man, you know, I tell you this right here, man. Kwame has been basically going out on a tandem for quite a few days now. You understand what I'm saying? So, for me, you know, I have two different opinions about this, right? The first one is that I don't see anything wrong with what he's doing. Okay? I mean, at the end of the day, you know, these guys, the media, you know, they're making jokes about him. So first and foremost, if somebody makes a joke about me, I'm going to have the right to defend myself, right? I should be able to joke back with them. You know, Kwame Brown has always been just a quiet guy, kept to himself, just mind his own business. And, you know, I'm not going to lie, he's been the butt of the joke, NBA joke for such a long time. Now, when you speak about Kwame Brown, now if somebody's saying, okay, because they're calling him a bust, right? Biggest bust of all time is what they're saying. This is the deal right here. It's two different ways to look at it. The first way you can look at it as in, okay, expectation, right? If you're saying that you expect this man to become some great player and he didn't achieve that, and that's why you're calling him a bust, I can see you having somewhat of a point, right? Now, but if you just talk about him and what he's accomplished, making it to the league, staying in the league the amount of time that he did, which was 12 years. He got drafted in either 2000 or 2001, and he played all the way up to, I think, either 13 or 14. Then with that being said, no, he's absolutely not a bust because only a certain amount of people makes it to the NBA. You know, so look, at the end of the day, Kwame Brown is doing what he should do. People come out talking shit about you. You need to defend yourself. Excuse my language, by the way. You need to defend yourself. So for me, Kwame Brown, and he's defending himself and he's speaking facts. He's not sitting down, making up stuff. You know, he's going into these people's personal lives because let's be real about it. If I hadn't played basketball in 10 years, 8 years, or however long it's been for Kwame, and somebody decides to bring me up now and attack me, I'm going to take it personal. And, you know, he don't mind. He said, okay, cool. You got the basketball jokes. Make your basketball jokes. I have these other kind of jokes, though. He took it personal, so guess what? He went personal. Now, when this guy finally decides to open his mouth, now everybody wants to pass judgment on him. Oh, yeah. No, it's too late now. You only can take so much, man. You only can take so much. So, you know, I applaud Kwame for doing what he's doing right now. He makes a lot of sense when he's speaking. He's speaking facts. I don't see the issue. He needs to keep going. Anybody that's coming at him, he needs to go right back at them. And that's just the way I feel about it. So kudos to him, man. That man was minding his business. Been retired for 8 years. There's no reason to bring this guy's name up at all. That's just where I'm at with it.
Right, but he retired longer than that though. It was 12 years. 12 years though. He played for 12 years. Yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, 8 years. You're right. But listen to this. I'm gonna tell you about Southern hospitality because you see the way he's talking. He's talking some real. What's up? Yeah, you can jump in retro. Jump in, blood, if you want to jump in. He jumped in some Southern hospitality that most people in the UK can resonate with. Because you see, the thing is, the way he's quiet, he took that stuff there on the chin. He's all right, cool. I'm going to just do my thing. But you see, the thing is, I don't think he understood that the critics were the critics, right? So he kind of just, all right, you're going to do my thing, say your thing. You keep putting my name out there. I'm going to keep getting paid. Fine. But I think when it went left is when the players, Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, and some of them people went in. He said, okay, all right. Okay, now enough's enough. Because he got kids and they watch social media. And imagine your kids going to school, someone say, yeah, I heard your dad's a boss. He said, hell no, we're going to change this. We're going to change right here. And this is the power of social media, right? That you wouldn't have back in the early 2000s. You didn't have the ability to turn things around. He turned it around good and fast and quick. And he be dropping smack because real talk, we will recognize real. And some of the stuff he's saying right there, I'm like, yep. Everything he's saying can verify and facts about the stats and data. Check this, right? They say he's number one boss. So number one boss. There's been people I know from the UK called Michael Olakandi. He was drafted number one from college, Pacific College, and he went to the LA Clippers, right? And I like him. He's a great guy. But they label him as a big bust as well, or because he didn't live up to the expectations. He was a center. But there's been other guys before him. Loads of guys who got paid loads of money in NBA, but they don't highlight them. No, they want to pick on the biggest black guy there and the youngest guy, the one who can't defend himself, so they can make him do things. They go, see, he weren't no good. You at work? Okay, don't worry about it, bro. If you at work as well, that's cool. My show. If you guys, I'm going to do another one later on, though. I'm going to do another one later on because this is going to be an ongoing theme, right? On how us as people need to look on how other ways of resolving conflict. We don't have to put hands on each other. We can use social media and come back. If someone says something about you, you have the right and the ability to come right back at them or choose not to take the higher ground, depending on who you are. I had some beef for some other YouTubers. You know what I did? I looked at them and looked at their channel. I said, man, you ain't even worth that because you ain't even If I go at you, you're just gonna take what I have. It don't make no sense. But you see, the thing about Matt Bars and thing, he looked at Becky with the good hair. He said, nah, no, you gonna talk about me? Oh no. He's like he loaded up his clip. He loaded up his clip and came at them. Stephen, and the thing is, people like what's his name again? Steve Thingy Smith, Captain Jack. They like him. They like him until because that situation in Albany, in Detroit, when him and Ben Wallace were fighting. But I can tell you right now, it's you see, he's changed. His persona's been changed. The way Kwame pointed it out. I mean, like my man said, he wasn't trying to fight in the chat. He wasn't trying to fight Ben Wallace, nah. But you gonna fight some Pensionecks in the stands. Yeah, you happy to do them, but you weren't trying to fight Ben Wallace and them guys there when that shit was kicking off. And you got a lot of cowardness going in there. Jamil Hill and their so-called fake Black Lives Matter agenda, what they're on, like there's some bullshit. If you're Black Lives Matter, all of you, so why are you picking on Kwame Brown? That don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Don't make no sense. Express truth. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's been happening for too long now, where the gang up on a certain individual and get away with it, and it looks like this guy is just going back hard on them. Charlamagne sat up at Breakfast Club for years, calling out guys, making jokes, being funny, and he just goes, because he's so popular, no one can really take him on. But now he's kind of met his match because my man's doing live streams from his phone, this Kwame, with 10,000 people watching. You see what I'm saying? And he's pulling up receipts, pulling out old school stuff that other channels are starting to covering again. So Charlamagne really realizes the mistake he's made and he's trying to pull out. See what I mean? That's why you see he's apologizing now, because he don't want no more of this smoke. Because it can affect his money as well. Because wasn't it HBO who pulled one of his shows a couple of years back? Yeah, because of the same thing.
Okay, yeah. No, you're right. He's affecting his money and he's apologized. But I'll be honest with you, man. You should have thought about what you did when you mentioned his mom. His dad. And he said another thing as well. He said he didn't even know about that. He said he didn't know about that sort of thing. He said his mom, because his mom was a good mom, never mentioned that. I said, man, that shit's hitting hard, bro. Because thank you, sir, for saying that. My good mom, my mom never told me about my mom's cooking. She never told me about that. Now you just mentioned that and told the whole world about my business, trying to make me, and this is what we're talking about, assassinating their character, trying to make it seem like I'm a killer, like I'm a murderer. You know what I mean? And I was like, nah. That goes deep. That goes very deep. You try to make it seem like I'm a killer, leave that man alone like he's a killer and a murderer, and he's going to do something crazy. Nah, he didn't do nothing crazy. He just told the truth about you and what you did with that young girl when she was underage and you was a grown adult. What are you doing with a young kid? And the mama said, you know what the mama said about that scenario? I don't know the whole case, but apparently he came to the house and obviously he's popular around the neighborhood, and he said he won't take your daughter down wherever. And she goes, yeah, you can take my daughter down wherever. I don't know how he even coached her at the house, and he said he's gonna look after her daughter, and she was only 15, and then he went and did that. Put something in her drink and done something. I mean, who does that? Bro? That's just, go ahead, Phil.
Let me say this right here. I don't know the details of the whole Charlamagne deal. All I know pretty much is what I've heard on the internet for the most part. But this is what I can say right here. What Charlamagne did on the Breakfast Club when he decided to, because let's be real, it had nothing to do with him, right? This whole scenario had nothing to do with Charlamagne. It was Steven Jackson, Gilbert Arenas, and Matt Barnes. That's pretty much who it was. And then Stephen A. Smith got involved now, and Skip Bayless is involved a little bit. Shannon Sharp, all the major shows, right? But Charlamagne, first and foremost, who's really not in that sports industry, although he is in the entertainment industry, jumped in and he had to give his 2 cents about it. Then when he did give his 2 cents, it wasn't about Kwame Brown. It was about information that he had about this man's family. Mm-hmm. So my thing is this right here. If it has nothing to do with you, what you're speaking about has really nothing to do with Kwame Brown. Why bring this into the scenario at all? I think it was a sucker move. But you know the saying, look, if you live in a glass house, don't throw stones, because somebody might throw stones right back at you. And I can tell you right now for a fact, Charlamagne got a couple bus windows on the back side. He got 2 or 3 bus windows in the front. You know, so look, you get what you put into this world. And Charlamagne, he didn't have any business bringing up that man's family at all. His family has nothing to do with this. You know, how would he feel if you know, this guy started talking about, let's just say, his wife? You understand what I'm saying? Or start talking about Charlamagne's mother or anybody, man. I mean, it's just low. But at the end of the day, you know, people look to these people as role models and people who represent the community.
Yeah.
You had no reason bringing up that man's family. And then guess what? Kwame gave the perfect response in saying, okay, well, this is what you want to do. Well, let's go ahead and do it then.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you one thing right now. What you put out was right there. You see, why did he do that? That's a good question. Why did he do that? Because he didn't respond to what Kwame was talking about. In fact, at every minute, the Breakfast Club jumping in people's business, the rumor report, putting other people's business out there, talking about other people, talking to other people. That's their whole show. But they rest with the wrong stone this done. They just kept turning over stones. They messed with the wrong one. And another thing, was it Birdman come down there? Was it Birdman came there, put respect on my name?
Yeah, 2000.
Yeah, he warned them. And what about Damien Dash when he went down there?
Y'all finished or y'all done?
Yeah. Yeah. And what about Damien Dash? Like, entrepreneur, come down there. You should chatty patty. Like, you stay here chatty patty. You should have your own studio. You should have your own business. He told them that back then. You know what I'm saying? Back then, when he came in, that whole thing, put respect on my name and that. I mean, this time they messed with the wrong Jama. Now, I'm gonna tell you right there, if he doesn't accept the apology, I think he gonna run he gonna run that Breakfast Club right out of business, because the ratings must and all that smoke. I know they had Jeremy Lino. I wasn't watching that. I'm waiting to hear for them to say their apology, and then maybe we can move on, maybe. But until I hear that, I ain't watching them. I got my bell icon pressed on Kwame Brown's YouTube channel, and everyone listening to this, make sure you go over there, sub to Kwame Brown's YouTube channel, press the bell icon for the notifications for the videos, and I'm on it. Every morning I'll be saying, yo, he be busy with it as well. He's probably gonna do a live later on about this. But I'm telling you, so we see what Kwame does, and I'm gonna listen to what he has to say, because when a man's got money, power, land, he's a farmer, he don't care about looking a certain way. Yeah, his hands are ashy, this, that, and another thing as well. He ain't talking about, I need to buy these cars and the women. He done all that. He was young, he grown now, he got family, he's just trying to maintain, he wants peace. Like most people wants peace and land. That's something will resonate with everyone. Like, getting your money, don't bother me. I don't bother no one. You don't bother me. I keep my mind to myself. And when I'm listening to him, it's like you're getting caught up in the feminine energy and stuff, like all that chatty patty about other people. Why are you watching another man's pocket, sir?
And that's the kicker right there, right? So this man has, look, I'll be honest with you. Up until this, just recently, I think I've maybe seen Kwame Brown talk maybe one other time, do like one other interview. And this is when he first, when he was in the league, and I want to say when they had the situation with the trade and everything, and I asked him how he felt about it. So this man literally minds his own business. Did his 12 years in the league, he gets full retirement, and guess what? Like you just mentioned, he just wants to sit at home and do his own personal thing, man. Do his own personal thing. So it's not like he's one of those guys out there like trying to clout chase or anything like that. Mm-hmm. Fuck, y'all brought my name up. You guys are talking about me for what? Everybody knows that I didn't live up to the expectation in the NBA. But that doesn't make me a bust, though. Now, if you want to talk about the expectation, fine. But when you talk about a 12-year career and you talk about me making history, being the first and only player to be drafted number 1 straight out of high school, then we can speak about that. We can speak about that. I don't have a problem speaking about that. Hell, I think he realizes that he wished he could have had a better NBA career. You understand what I'm saying? It's not like he went in there and said, hey, I wanted to average 6 points over my career. Nah, he went in there with the expectation that he would get better and better with time. But sometimes you hit bumps in life and things don't wind up like you want them to. But sometimes they do wind up like you want them to, because he set out certain goals and he reached and achieved those goals. And guess what? He's content with his life. Up until just now, this man was just chilling, man. He was just chilling, man.
It was. And
this is crazy, man, because look, at the end of the day, they have no reason to bring up this man's name. Now it's become a big fiasco. Oh, now you're trying to get your followers up. I heard Matt Bourne say that. Oh, now you want him to come on the show. Guess what? Kwame Brown already asked him, hey, look, I'll come on your show. They turned him down. Now people are paying attention to him. Now he jumped personal. Now Matt Bourne say, oh, okay, yeah, let's go. Yeah, come on to the show. No, me going to your show is all that's going to do is validate you and the network that you're on.
Right. Exactly.
If you want to talk, you come holler at me. Come to my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Come to my YouTube channel, and I may not have a million people looking at it, but the people who are looking at me are interested in what I have to say. I'm not going to validate you. You need to validate me. And it is what it is.
Well, boy, I can tell you one thing, but this is ongoing. Go ahead, Express Truth. What you want to say on this? Go ahead.
Yeah, man, I completely agree with what Phil was saying. They played with his name, man, for a long time, from what I'm finding out now. And you can't tell him, man. People always talk about the reaction, but they're not seeing, when these guys are prodding at the man, and he's getting, the eyes are on him. The eyes of the internet are on him. For him to get a Charlamagne to apologize, that's a big thing. It's affecting Charlamagne. You know what I mean? He's getting dragged heavy. A lot of old wounds are getting brought back up. And Charlamagne, this whole Jessica situation, his back's against the wall, man. He hates when this comes out, because it came up a few times before.
Yeah.
But each time it comes up, more details come out about it. So it's looking bad. It's looking real bad right now. That's why he's apologizing, because he just wants to. He don't want no more of this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's sitting there and listen to this, right? So he getting this for. Let me see now. He started that last week, and Kwame been on his ass the whole week, and now he want no mass. Kwame took that for 12 years. That's to show you the caliber of the man. The man took criticisms from big grown men when he was 18 from people like Stephen A. Smith for over 12 years. Skip Bayless came on, jumped on that. Different people jumped on that. And now Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, they want to start dropping. Well, it was more or less Matt Barnes first. Steven jumped on and tried to tag on and try to act like he bad. But they want to start bringing it up in front of his kids. Hell no, bro. Yo, enough's enough, man. And you know what be funny? You know what be funny? When Russell Westbrook gets a YouTube channel, because I know what I'm thinking right now. I'm thinking some of these other NBA players who got roasted back in the day, I think they're looking at Kwame Brown. I'm fixing to do that as well. And go, hell yeah. I want to see some other NBA players come out and roast some of these people out here. That's what I want to see. I don't mind seeing Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant and James Harden sitting down there in one podcast and letting them rip shot when they're out of the league and they're no longer, because Kwame Brown's been out of the league for like Phil said, 8 years. So there's no back thing coming back on them. Yeah, I want to see them sit back and roast some of these people out here. In fact, you know what's funny, right? Let's make a boxing scenario. When Floyd Mayweather was at HBO, this guy Larry Merchant been roasting for years and other athletes for years. So I was listening to his commentary, right? And I was like, this guy's always negative against certain athletes, right? Floyd put him on blog, you always be negative. The HBO need to fire your ass. And he was absolutely right. He was absolutely right. They got to the point where they thought they was untouchable, bro. They can say him and Jim Langley, they can say any and anything unanswered. Enough's enough, man. Enough's enough. In fact, in every sport, all these people sit there on these platforms who think they're untouchable. Everyone should be able to, whoever they're highlighting or whoever they talk about should be allowed to come back and roast them. Even to the point people in newspapers, They should have they should have their own articles and newspapers and come back and hit back at these people, bruh. But but the thing is, funny is how you hit back, because Kwame was very articulate and we understand. So it's not everyone can hit back any impact and come back strong. Maybe because look at Michael Jackson, right? Look what happened to him. He didn't know how to hit back. He was defenseless. I remember the time when he got handcuffed and he went on TV and he said, "I've been handcuffed," and other people was like, "Yeah, Mike, that happens to black people a lot, man. I mean, you're a millionaire. Now you experience what other black people." But Mike didn't know how to hit back. When Eddie Murphy came out, he didn't hit back. And now the charges about him, allegations with him and young kids and so on, we don't know about that. James Brown, I can keep going on about other artists, other hip hop artists. You know what I mean? The other artists, they should be allowed to come on there if they feel like they're validated, or we should be able to have the opinion of one and the opinion of the other, and we as the people, right, make a decision, not the judge and the jury. We you know what I mean? We make a decision. Go ahead.
No, it is, EJ. I think social media has changed things now, because within the last 5 years, every athlete, actor, musician, generally everyone in the entertainment business is tapped into social media. So if a story gets released about a particular entertainer, they can go onto their social media platform and say, look, that's not true. So I think you will see in the future moving forward, you will see more of this type of clapbacks. You see what I'm saying? So you're going to see guys on podcasts and on sports shows and TV shows and all this stuff going at individuals, and you'll see individuals taking inspiration from what Kwame Brown's doing, you know what I mean, and just clapping back and going hard. And I've never understood it as well, why a lot more athletes and entertainers don't use YouTube, because even for behind the scenes, I mean, that's a big way to keep your fans. It's like cutting out the middleman. When you got a YouTube channel, you cut out the middleman. So what Kwame, you know what I mean? What Kwame is doing is it's a good look, man. It's a good look for others in the future. And I feel like you cannot allow people to keep bullying you and stay silent. You have to stick up for yourself, man. And he's put Charlamagne's back against the wall now, and we're hearing all these apologies coming out, and that's why we're hearing it.
100%. Go ahead, Phil. Phil, are you on mute? You're on mute. Anyway, let me read out the comment from Mr. Boxing Day. Shout out to Mr. Boxing Day. If you don't know, now you know, go subscribe to Mr. Boxing Day. Charlamagne Tha God lawyers sent out a cease and desist order. Then a day later, he apologized, laughing my ass off. Nah, bruh. Them people told his ass to apologize. Absolutely. I mean, boy, that's right.
Yeah. Look, I tell you what, man. I'll be honest with you. Mr. Boxing today, I completely agree with you, because, Charlamagne, I listened to both. I listened to the apology, and I also went back and listened to the comments he made about Kwame Brown initially. So I listened to both of them. And just to be honest about you, to be honest with you guys about this, it doesn't matter if it was Kwame Brown or anybody else. As a person that's on a nationally syndicated radio show, should not do the things that Charlamagne just did. So, I mean, at the end of the day, even if Charlamagne didn't have, let's just say, these terrible skeletons in his closet, his delivery and everything he did as somebody that's in his position was all wrong. What he did was he tried to change the narrative to say that because this man has had issues in his family with not him himself, but has had trauma issues. I'm gonna say trauma issues because it's probably hard to live with some of the things that people in his family has done. I'm not gonna speak on them, but if you follow in the situation, you can't illuminate that onto an individual person. Just because one person does this does not necessarily mean that I'm going to do this, right? Even if it's my father's, my brother, twin brother, it doesn't matter. To me, the way he put it out there, he put out there in a manner in which, oh, hey, this guy's capable of doing this right here. He's capable of doing this right here because his father, his brother, and his siblings did these things. That was completely wrong, man. It didn't matter if it was Kwame Brown or anybody else. And it didn't matter if Charlamagne had skeletons in his closet and somebody can come back at him with this kind of stuff. He has to be more professional, man. The way he handled that was not professional at all. And it was better ways for him to say, hey, man, just leave this guy alone. I think the best way would have been said, hey, look, man, that man mind his own business. Y'all need to just leave him alone. That's straightforward and straight to the point. You know, people got to understand, man. Look, everybody's definition of success is different. You know, what I may deem a successful life, you know, somebody else may not. But what all that matters is what I deem is a successful life. What is the success for me? People have to start understanding that. And I think that's probably, you know, 85% of society. They want to put labels on people, not knowing what their level of competence is and where they is in their life. So, I mean, people need to chill, man. The social media is crazy, bro. Everybody got an opinion. Everybody want to talk about what you have going on. Look, bro, I'm cool. I'm doing what I do to survive. You do what you do. I'm not gonna tell EJ Boxing Live how to get his money, how to provide for himself, how to eat every day, how to go to sleep, how to wake up, what to drink. Nah, you're gonna do what you do. And I'm gonna do what I do.
Well, I tell you that right now. Stephen A. Smith, and you know, I've enjoyed, Charlamagne God, Stephen A. Smith, and these guys there. You know, there's sometimes, you know, you listen to these guys and you enjoy it, but now they've been put on their ass. I hope they can listen. But the funny thing about all these guys, Jamel Hill and all these people, you know, they're going to support Colin Kaepernick for what? They're going to be, because he took a stance. But then the other day, Kwame Brown's 18-year-old, and look on that story. He got the key to the city in his thing, right? You're not going to support someone like that. For why? Because Michael Jordan doesn't like him? I mean, that's crazy. These people need to look on themselves and say, what am I doing? What am I doing in my life? What I got to pick on someone who's 18? I'm gonna keep riding people and try to make out like he's a killer and he's this and he's that. What am I? Who am I? And what am I doing in life? That's another thing. Because on social media, we don't know these people other than what they tell us. But I can tell you by their character and the way they did it. Listen, you know, you could bully someone for so long until eventually they're gonna get you back, and that's the moral of this story. Yeah, the donkey of the day, whatever you call yourself, he called himself the donkey of the day. I mean, he's trying to humble himself, but I'm telling you, it don't matter you humble or squirm or whatever you weakness you do, Charlamagne Tha God, Stephen A. Smith, and Matt Barnes and the rest of these dudes did what they done. You've been the spotlight's on you, my friend, and now you're gonna have to reap it until long. I mean, people the good thing about social media, if you leave it for a week, everyone gonna forget about it. That's the good thing. But if you continue, if my man don't get what he wants, and he deserves an apology, right? Now, how he takes the apology, that's up to him. But the rest of y'all, if you don't apologize, he gonna be on your neck, and we gonna be me and Phil Walker and my man Express Truth, who had to go, by the way, because he had things to do. We're gonna be watching the whole damn thing. Shout out to everyone in the chat, Blood Boxing, Mr. Boxing Today, my man, what's it? The Monte, my pronunciation is bad, bro. Maestro, and everyone else, Soldier Boy, all the guys in the chat. My man Charles Jackson, he came in, Soldier Boy, and everyone else in the chat. Was it the Monte? Is it the Monte? Don't worry about it if I'm mispronouncing your name, bro. Don't worry about it. Everyone in the chat, because I got things to, I gotta go to the gym right now. But you know, I appreciate Phil coming over, because Phil I ain't seen Phil for a while. We're gonna catch him on the weekend. We got some big fights on the weekend, Phil, by the way, right?
Yeah, man, absolutely, man. We're going to chop it up about the fights on the weekend, and, you know, we could do a recap of the fight from last weekend. Man, you know, I got good news this week. I'm going to drop my first YouTube video. I put my IG name in the chat on YouTube. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to you coming.
What you want to tell everyone now, man? Tell everyone where to sub your channel. What's your channel's name? Is it Big Phil? What's it called? What you call yourself?
It's called The Fix. THAFIX. It's called The Fix.
Why you call it the fix, Dad?
I'm from Texas, man.
What's that mean? What's that mean though? Because for the UK, so what's is that slang in Texas? What's that mean? It means the fix. What's that mean?
Well, you know, we got a rapper down here, a legendary rapper named Mr. Scarface.
Oh,
and,
yeah, no
he had
Scarface.
he had an album called The Fix. It wasn't spelled quite, you know, the way I'm spelling it, but you know, man, everybody has their fix, right? So I'm trying to, you know, bring in a show to where I can give something to everybody. You know, whether you like baseball, whether you like boxing, whether you like football, basketball, you know, social events, you know, that kind of stuff. So, you know, I'm trying to bring something a little different to YouTube. So I call it The Fix because, you know, I'm going to try to contribute some commentary to everybody. Give you your daily fix of whatever it is that you like.
Oh, man, that's great. No, that's real. I like that. That's very catchy. Yo, y'all, make sure, hey, by the way, type it into the chat, Phil, when you're ready, and on the video, Phil. And you guys go over to my man Phil Walker's channel, The Fix. Hey, what's up, Beeb? I know that's you, Beeb. Yeah, EJ loving the gossip. Listen, gossip is what we all do, Beeb. That's what you be doing all the time. You over there with Bob Byron every minute. You breaking news over there. That's what we do. We break the gossip over there. But you know one thing? I tell you one thing about these YouTube platforms. If you have a problem with EJ Boston Live, I will allow you on my channel to air any grievances face to face. And if you can't not face to face, I don't on camera, so I lie about face to face, mouth to mouth, or not really mouth. That don't sound good. How about you're allowed to come on my channel if you have any grievance in me, and I'll allow you to come on and say your piece, and we can chop it up live. I have no problem with that. But I don't respect nobody who wants to make a video about someone when you could actually go talk to someone. And that's what these people did. They acting real cowardly, right? And they've been put out on blast. And, you know, we're going to cover this stuff, though. We're going to see what Kwame reaction to this, right? But anyway, you fair. A fair one. Yeah? That's a slang for you. Once we give it the fix. Nah, it ain't spelled like that. Phil, tell him how it's spelled. Is that how it's spelled?
Yeah, it's spelled that way. THAFIX. My IG is THAA_FIX.
There you go. So he going to put all that stuff there. Phil, about time. Because YG say he going to do this, but YG's out here. He's a manager of a music video, so YG's busy doing that one. But Phil definitely getting to drop it. So anyway, I gotta go to the gym. Shout out to everyone who came over. Shout out to my guys in the chat, and we will catch you very, very soon. Peace out. Peace.
Deuce.